up? We're back with part 2 of this train escape room murder mystery fan game that we were playing. For people who need a little bit of catch up, we were invited onto a train owned by a pair of twins who are hosting a party to try and discover what happened to their great uncle who used to own the train. Everybody is present on the train, dressed up as characters from the train's final journey. And Danny and I are dressed up as the pair of detectives who were there. And we're trying to recreate their role and actually get this murder solved. We've done a bunch of investigating, checked out his private car, and found a bunch of clues. Some things locked and hidden by codes and traps, but also Danny has just found a strange note in a vent in this private cabin, and you're about to rehear that note now.
So you crawl through, and inside, along your way, you find a piece of paper.
Ooh.
Now, this scrap of paper looks like it's been pulled from a very little book, and it reads, "You're the only one that can fit. Finish him and find the treasure, and we'll be set for life." And that is the only part of the note you can read.
And it says you're the only one who can fit. You are the only one. You're the only one who can fit.
This doesn't look good, does it?
You did it. You did the murder.
We haven't seen anything that has, like, examples of the real people's handwritings, do we? Have we?
Nope.
Damn. I think I'm going to keep this information to myself.
Yeah, that's fair. Why? You don't go to jail if the person you're dressed as did the crime.
Where does this vent come out somewhere? If I just keep on going?
Continuing through the vent, it comes out in the sleeping car.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how someone could have gotten in.
Mm-hmm.
Which now means that, like, if we find evidence that, like, somebody knew the code to his bedroom, that kind of doesn't matter anymore. 'Cause we also know
Potentially
that whoever
not.
they could have come in and probably did come in through the vent. I also don't mind finish him as if the process of killing him has already started. So maybe he was drugged at dinner, and then it was like go in and finish him. Not because it wasn't kill him; it was like finish him. Like, you know,
I suppose that's true.
the process has started. The murder has started already.
Alternatively, what if it had nothing to do with the murder and finish him meant, like, finish the artwork of him?
Finish
Or
him,
finish that alligator sculpture fixing
and
up.
then find the treasure.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay. I don't want to leave this area. It feels like, man, there's a lot to look at. So his safe was definitely there, but that room didn't look like it had been messed up in particular. In fact, how much did the bedroom stay in a messed up state? I gather that from the bed there was no fake body that's been left there for us.
No, they did not recreate the body or the mess. The most messed up it is that just all the things have been removed. So it just looks very plain, and with the exception of his alligator in portraits.
Fair enough. We never took a look at this left corridor.
You did not. And you continue on to your other mysterious door. You find it's a nice private bathroom.
That's sort of what I
Straight-
expected.
Yep.
Yeah.
Straight ahead is the toilet and sink right next to each other. On the right is the shower, and to the left is another toiletries closet.
Okay. All right. Is there a wrench in this one? I want to go through that toiletries closet.
You go through this closet and you actually find a smaller closet within this closet labeled
What?
tools.
Oh, hell yeah. Does this tool one open?
You give it a go and it's sadly locked.
What's it locked with?
A normal little key lock.
So we need to find a key
Possibly.
or a hammer.
Or we just know that there are tools there. It is an interesting thing, cold casing it, trying to say, okay, how much of this is stuff that we do have access to now that we will be able to find, and how much of it is just the knowledge that there were tools here?
True.
Who would have had access to these tools? It's a curious one. Anything interesting about the sink or shower?
And nothing to note.
Okay. All right. In theory, there is still more stuff that we could look at, like in his sitting room area.
Oh, yes, there is. Should we go back
haven't
out?
done any of the real looking there. Could start looking through other people's cabins, which we still haven't done.
Well, let's go back and look at the little sitting area. I know there was... Like, can we search the couch and the cushions of the couch, see if there's anything hidden in there?
Looking through the couch, you don't find anything. The chairs either.
I'm more interested in the writing desk.
Yeah, okay, let's check out the writing desk.
Are there any correspondences that have been left behind?
Taking a look at the writing desk, you don't find any correspondences. It looks very much set up like the other ones, except this one has more modern amenities like regular pens, and this one actually has some tape.
What can we do with tape? None of these locks are good for getting fingerprints off.
That's true. I was wondering, is there a way that we could use the tape to like make a little dangly and sticky length of tape to stick down our sink and see if we can fish something out?
That's interesting.
Is that a doable thing or is that just not going to work?
You can attempt that, but it will not work.
Yeah, that's fair.
The tape is not sticky enough.
Oh, we'll pocket it. Can we pocket the tape? Shouldn't be there anyway. It's a modern amenity. They don't want that there. We're making it more museum friendly. So what's next?
I don't know, do you reckon that we should start exploring other cabins?
Yeah, let's go and mess with other people's cabins. Are we able to get into cabin 1, for example?
Every cabin is open to you.
Yeah, if we check out cabin 1, is it pretty much the same as ours, or is there what's going on with cabin 1?
It's the same setup, yes. So it looks the same.
And if we check, say, anything in their sink?
Their sink actually works. Their sink's fine.
Okay, good.
Does theirs have a chain?
Theirs does not.
Okay.
And in their armoire?
Searching through the armoire, you actually find that there's a gorgeous fur coat. This must be an original item left on the train.
Okay. And do we know whose room this is, or will we be figuring it out? Like, could we go back and ask who's in cabin 1?
All right, cabin 1 has Agatha Kane.
I check the coat's pockets.
Oh, yeah, check the pockets.
You check the coat pockets, and you find an old pressed powder compact of a very dark blush.
Ooh, does that dark blush match any of the blush color on the old makeup
We couldn't
blush?
tell color from that.
It does a bit.
Ooh.
Ha 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 ha. So why would she go and stash her makeup brush in the
And the
bathroom?
main bathroom?
Yeah, probably just doing her makeup in there. I don't know.
Whoops. That's okay. That's good to know. All right, cabin 2 was ours.
Cabin 2. I'm assuming again. I'm assuming there's nothing else in cabin 1 if we check the bed.
Just
and
a
et
full
cetera, and
raid
desk
of the
and things like that.
cabin.
A full raid leads to nothing else.
Great.
All right, on to cabin 3.
On to cabin 3.
Mm-hmm.
This one belongs to Augustus Raymond. All right, you do your raid of this cabin and don't find anything out of the ordinary, except you do find under the bed what looks to be a small scrap of paper kind of stuck under the floorboards.
Ooh.
Can we get it?
You pick it out very carefully, and from what you can tell, it looks almost to be like it has music notes on it, but it's very old and it's very torn up, so it's hard to read.
Interesting. Does it go da-la-la, da-la-la-la-la-la?
You see like 3 notes. That's all you got.
Cabin 4.
Cabin 4.
So in cabin 4, this is Edgar Pascal's and Giovanni Amore's cabin.
They shared a cabin.
Well, they were on the train at different times, so
No,
they
they were
only
lovers.
shared during the murder. Or that. Could be. So you do your raid, and on the desk you find that there's actually additional writing equipment, some extra pens, pencils, things like that you assume might have been Pascal's. And then searching the bed, you actually find a comb tucked between the bed frame and the wall.
Yeah, this all checks out.
Does it?
Yeah. He's the hair guy.
I mean,
He likes his hair.
I suppose. And then can we check cabin number 5?
This is Abraham Luciano's. Doing your general raid, you don't find anything in the bed or that, but you do in the armoire find that there are large gaping holes and cracks in the bottom that looks to be the result of some water damage. You're surprised that the twins didn't replace this.
Really? Water damage? Why would they? Does his sink overflow or something?
That'd be pretty wild, overflowing. But does that sink seem relatively functional now?
Oh, the sink seems perfectly fine now.
Curious.
This is cabin number 5.
Yep.
There are 6 cabins. So this cabin doesn't share a wall with either the bathroom, where like a leak in the bathroom could have gone through and into this place, or with our cabin if it has been blocked for 100 years. and that leak from our sink went into there.
It seems
Like,
unlikely.
You know, so it's not like it doesn't feel like it's come from either of the places where we know that maybe there'd be a spill of water.
It just seems like the sink might have broke a while ago and they replaced it. So now it's a
But
new
then-
sink and it's good, but they didn't fix the armoire.
Curious.
Odd. Is there anything about the sink like that looks interesting or fancy or weird if it's been replaced?
Nope. It looks like an exact replica of the others.
Strange.
It looks a little newer, a little shinier, that's all.
Sure.
Okay. And cabin number 6?
This is Ezra Jane Heightens, and while doing your raid, you don't really find anything in here.
Okay. Well, now what are you going to do next, Danny? I'm confounded.
I want to ask the twins. Hey, what's up with this water damage
Yeah,
here?
good
How
point.
come you never noticed this and fixed it?
You twins.
Seems a little
Fix your
shabby.
armoire.
You asked the twins, and they said that happened a very long time ago, and they're just having trouble finding the correct wood to replace the bottom of the armoire.
Do you know what happened to cause the water damage, or is it just like you found a damaged armoire?
We don't know, actually. We just found it when we got the train.
Oh, and also, who killed your great uncle?
We're not sure. That's why y'all are here.
All right. What's the plan, Danny?
It's a good question.
There are quite a few things left that you have not interacted with yet.
Yes, I believe that.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's just look around forever. Let's stop trying to think and let's just look.
Yeah, okay. We've still gotta
Okay,
at
let's
stuff.
look. We're in the seating car. Before we look at the
Mhm.
displays, anything about the seats themselves that are interesting?
All right, you take a look at the seats, you raid through them, and in one of the seats, you actually find a pencil tucked away, and then under another seat, you find this huge wad of disgusting bubble gum.
How old does it seem like it is?
It seems pretty fresh, like one of these characters must have done it, and that's pretty rude.
Old pencil, new pencil.
A new pencil.
So this is new stuff. I don't care about the current people. They're just some losers.
Maybe.
Let's just keep looking around. No
Okay.
time to think. No
Alright.
time to digest.
Through the door.
No.
What?
No.
Fine, look
the
at the
displays.
sculptures.
Can we have a look at the displays in the seating room?
All right, you look at these displays. One of them contains a trumpet, the other contains a necklace, and the last one has a signed book in it.
Okay, so none of those things were necessarily stolen, unless they've been replaced by a replica. If we look at the trumpet, I mean, like that'll be the trumpet belonging to Augustus Remont, maybe?
It is. It is inside a glass case, so you can't actually look at the trumpet itself, but you can look at it through the glass.
Does that have red lipstick on the mouth?
It does not. It does have a lock to open it.
Oh, we can open
wow.
the glass case, or or a lock to open the trumpet.
A lock to open the glass case to get to the trumpet.
Like just a key?
Nope, it looks like a digit lock. 4 digits.
Is this true of the necklace and the signed bookcases as well?
Yep, true of those as well.
Twins, do you have the codes to these displays?
I tried 1918.
For which one?
The trumpet.
And it opens.
Yes.
All right, fine. We steal the trumpet.
We don't need to talk to no twins. I'm super not interested in the trumpet. I'm interested in the necklace.
Well, okay, we'll quickly look at the trumpet. Is there
Okay.
anything interesting about the trumpet? Can we play it?
Whoa, don't play crazy old trumpet.
It is very old, very dented, and it looks to be his original trumpet before Uncle William bought him his new instruments.
I've seen that episode of The Simpsons. If we play the trumpet, an old note will come out of it.
Hey, you know what's more likely to have
Yeah.
an old note in it? An old book.
Fine, let's check the necklace.
1923.
1923 for the necklace.
And it pops open.
Oh, the necklace popped open. What? Give us a rundown of the
Does
necklace.
necklace look real?
Is it real?
It looks real. It looks very much real.
Okay.
Is there something to look at with a necklace? Is the gemerald interesting?
It's very pretty, very big, very elaborate. You know that the actress Agatha wore this, so it's got a lot of historical value.
All right. Well, then I don't know what to look for. So let's check the book.
Mm-hmm.
What was the code for the book, Danny?
1936.
1936.
That one opens up, and you see that it is a signed copy of one of her first works.
And you wanted to flick through this and look for any hidden notes?
Well, I was more wondering if the signature had a special message with it or something, but yeah.
No special message, and when you go to flick through it, the twins stop you. They say that the pages are very delicate and that one can't be touched.
Yep, makes sense.
All right, let's get out of here.
Through
to
the
other
door.
room.
Through the far door, you find the dining car. This is a lavish, old-fashioned car with tables and chairs on either side of an emerald green carpet.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That was the code.
the carpets.
the
I've
cars-
been paying attention to the other.
The car carpets, they were
Yeah, one was red.
red
one
and
was
blue and green.
Yeah.
Sorry. Green carpet, tables on either side.
The door you came from is labeled seating car, and the one on the opposite wall is labeled kitchen, staff only. Looking at the tables, you see that they are fully set for a lavish dinner.
What is the going
Here's the
to be
funny
to look
thing
at for
about
this?
fancy dinners in America compared to fancy dinners in other countries.
Oh, okay.
That the traditional etiquette way of using your knife and fork in America for a proper etiquette fancy meal is different than it is in Australia and
is?
England. Yeah. The,
Is it really?
the proper traditional way to fancily use your knife and fork in American fancy dining is you use it like a normal human being, fork in your left hand, knife in your right, as a setup. You cut things, you place the knife down,
and then you
change the fork to your right hand,
that's
and
actually,
you eat with your right hand.
I didn't know that was a regional thing.
That's an American. That's like like the rules of etiquette
Super
of
weird.
fancy American dinner,
Seems
which
really
is not
difficult.
true anywhere else.
I did not know
Just a-
that was a thing.
No. No, who would care? No one's gonna. If anyone ever admonishes you for not eating like that, throw your fork in their eye.
Does it look like there's a special spot in here where William would have been dining?
Yeah, like a giant throne.
Yeah, is there a special seat?
No, he had his own little dining area in his car, so you assume most
Yeah.
of his meals were there, unless he had company.
Okay. And again, if we do a bit of a gentle rampage of this room, can we have a look through? Is anything hidden in the seats or anything like that?
On your gentle rampage, you actually trip and fall to the floor, Bill. It feels like there might be something under this carpet.
Mm.
I was wondering whether checking out the carpet.
Third alligator. Let's lift the carpet.
You feel around and you find a small raised spot, but you don't feel where there might be a seam. So you don't try and pull up the carpet just with your hands.
Do we have anything that can rip the carpet
I
open?
haven't found anything in the way of knives.
Well, there are knives on all the tables.
Oh, that's fair.
We
I
use
assume they aren't good enough,
A
but
table knife to rip the carpet open.
you can try.
This is a brand new carpet, so you use a table knife to very gently pry it up and reach under it. And under
All right.
there, you find a very small notebook.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Period notebook from the time.
Yes.
Does it have any fun information in it? Can
Yeah, we
can
weren't
read-
allowed
give
to
it a
go
read?
through the last book we tried. Let's go through this one.
Leafing through this one, you find that it must have been under that carpet for a very long time because most things are too faded and worn to even read. It does, however, appear to have a page missing
Hmm.
somewhere towards the back.
Now, is that like the page that you had your vent note written on?
I furtively turn away so that it's just me, and I pull out my little piece of paper that I found in the vent and see, does it look like it fits?
You very, very secretly do that, and it does look like it fits.
Okay.
So whoever had this notebook wrote you the note that said, "You're small, kill the old man."
We don't know that yet.
And do we have any indication of who could have owned this notebook? Of any of the faded pages have enough information to be like, I, Ezra, da 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 da. Anything like that?
Whoever it was must have taken a lot of notes because the writing is very tiny and squeezed in there. But I will say you can see this notebook somewhere else on the train.
Hmm.
We can see the notebook somewhere else on the train? Where do we see a notebook? Oh, is it in the picture? Is it in the painting of one of the people? Are they holding a notebook?
It is.
Ezra had it, was the old pencil lady.
You had a notebook as well, I think.
I had the notebook, didn't I?
You do have a very small notebook in your breast pocket.
Again, we did it. I sent you a thing saying you're the only who can finish him.
So embarrassing. All right, so what went on here? Yeah, we do have an awful lot of information. A lot of good stuff going on. Does feel like we know a who, but we got to know a lot more.
Well, let's keep looking around because we can we've searched the dining car. I think we found the stuff that we should find in the dining car. Can we get into the kitchen car?
Did say staff only.
Yeah, but we're staff.
You try the door and it is also locked. There's no noticeable combination locks or anything on this door.
Okay. So, we know that Dorian wrote a note to his non-red-lipped, though at some point red-lipped, wife to say, hey, you're the only one who can fit in the vent. Finish him and steal the treasure. And we know that you had that note in the vent. We know that well, we don't know, but it looks like the trumpet wasn't stolen or the necklace wasn't stolen. There's a safe that we can't get into, so we don't know what the safe was. What else do we know? We know that there's something in our sink. We know there was water damage to an armoire.
We know there's a toilet with a rusty lid.
We know there's a toilet with a rusty lid. We know there's a makeup brush hidden away secretly stashed in the bathroom. And we also know that that could match the blush that Agatha Kane kept in her fur coat. We know that the sink in Luciano's room, which damaged the armoire, was replaced. So at some point maybe the sink got destroyed or broken or something. But I don't know why. We know there's nothing interesting about Ezra in her room. What else do we need to do right now? Is there other stuff we haven't looked at that we've just overlooked?
There is nothing you've overlooked, but there is something you could interact with more that has a kind of simple solution.
I'm worried about this safe, Billy. The safe and the tools, the things that are locked, basically.
It would really open up the rest of the things for you if you found this.
Well, first of all, can I be like, hey, twins, do you have a key to the toolbox?
Oh, yeah, sure thing. Here you go.
Thank you. All right, I thought that might be true.
Always handy.
So let's go and unlock the toolbox.
I like these people.
Yeah, it's their train.
All
All right, let's get some tools. Figure this out.
Taking a look in the toolbox, all you find is an old chisel and a crowbar.
Oh, there was something I wanted to crowbar earlier.
There was?
Can we use the crowbar to pry the rusty cistern?
Oh, yeah, that'll do.
You try that, but the crowbar's a little too...
Can we use the
little
chisel
too
to chisel away the rust and then use the crowbar?
There you go. All right.
Oh,
you
I remember what I
chisel
wanted a
away
crowbar
the rust.
for.
The painting?
The painting, but we've already opened the painting. All right, so we chisel away and we get the cistern open.
And inside you find a old, small handgun.
Ah!
Hey, I wondered where that gun had gone. Now, I've forgotten. Which bathroom are we in right now?
We're
main
in the public
bathroom?
bathroom of the
This is the
sleeping
public
car.
bathroom.
Cool.
The bathroom happens to be right outside of the private car, so it's probably right next to where you would have popped out of that vent.
Intriguing.
Ah, okay, that's good. Okay, so we
Found a
found an
gun.
old gun that was stashed in the cistern. Someone
Makes sense.
stashed the gun and then used the makeup to look like you weren't covered in blood. And then people said, but the one place you missed were your lips, which were covered in blood.
Oh,
and
no.
they were like, oh, do you have a new red lipstick? And you were like, yes, that
This
is who
is
I am.
gonna
I
be
love
my
to wear
thing
red
now."
lipstick. And then everyone had to be like, oh, that's who you are. And that's what happened. We solved it.
Her red lipstick phase was far before the murder.
That's a good point. Those pictures of all of the real people, were they taken like on this journey that they were all on together, the time of the murder, or later in life, or back when they did their first trips? How old are those pictures?
The ones in the seating car are from that night, and the ones
Excellent.
in his room are older from their original trips.
Great.
In the private car, I mean. They're in the little hallway.
Oh, we never looked at those portraits in the hallway.
All right, we'll do a spot the difference.
Oh, we'll just spot the difference. I forgot there were portraits in that hallway. Let's go and check that
Meow.
hallway and see and look at those portraits.
The most important thing to note from these portraits is that, of course, you instantly look for your own portraits first.
Yep.
And you
course.
notice that you have much noticeably darker lips in these photos. So dark that they're near black, because these are black and white portraits, of course.
So you, in your original old-timey meetings when you first met and all that other stuff, you had like dark red lipstick.
Yeah.
But on the night of the murder, you had not dark red lipstick.
What would that be? What was I planning on doing with my lips that I didn't want to leave lipstick on?
Every time you kill someone, you kiss them.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
And are there any differences for the other people at all? Like, does Luciano not have a suit?
They look very much the same.
I will note that Luciano is also quite short, apparently. He's a short man with a suit. Maybe he could fit in the vent. Or is he a big fat guy?
He's very stout as well.
Oh, he was stout. Why would you have had red lipstick and then on the night not had red lipstick? That's such an odd little detail. I don't know why that's relevant.
Okay, I'm going to start writing down the things that we still don't know.
We don't know the safe code.
And we don't know anything about like whether anyone would have known the safe code or been able to do anything there.
No.
We do not know what's going on with our sink yet.
I haven't gone into our sink.
Can we crowbar our sink?
Yeah, can the crowbar be used to pry open the pipes of our sink and get in from underneath?
I'm gonna say no. That's too destructive.
Can we remove the chain plug using our chisel by breaking one of the links?
Or you could just pull it off, but yes.
Okay. Can we put some sticky tape on the chain to make a little double-sided chain tape and then use that to get into our sink?
You've tried the tape before, and the tape wasn't sticky enough.
No. What's stickier than tape?
Gum. Fresh gum.
Oh, the bubble gum! Can we go grab that bubble gum?
You
Ew.
do this with the bubble gum,
Ugh.
and you use it to fish out whatever's in your sink, and you pull out a tube of red lipstick.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that's why she wasn't wearing the lipstick, because she'd accidentally dropped it in the sink?
That's curious.
That's strange. What does that mean?
I was feeling clumsy. Did I do it on purpose for some reason?
Why would you? Is there anything interesting? Can we open up the lipstick? Is there anything weird in it?
Nope, it's very well worn. Of course, it's been in a sink, so it hasn't changed at all over 100 years about. Taking a look at it, you believe that it's most definitely hers or yours.
The simple answer would have been, oh no, dropped lipstick down a sink.
Yeah.
But now all I'm thinking is that multiple sinks were having problems. I'm picturing the cherry bomb scene in The Simpsons, where it makes every toilet explode. We were trying to cause a big old diversion, so we tried to destroy all the sinks.
Why is it relevant that she dropped her lipstick and therefore she couldn't put it on? Like if we had found lipstick at the scene of the crime, we'd be like, oh, now it wasn't her because she didn't have her lipstick. And she was trying to be framed. Maybe they're trying to frame her. Stole the note from one guy, from the male detective, wrote a note to the female detective, but then just shot a dude and walked away. Tried to frame us. Do we see any red lipstick at the scene of the crime?
None that can be seen. Obviously, it's a long time later, so they may have cleaned it up, but nothing you can find.
Any lipstick on the gun?
There's no lipstick on the gun, but there's very noticeable smudging and wear and tear on it.
Well, now I'm adding to my list gun smudge. Okay, so don't know anything about the safe code. That loose makeup brush, what was going on with that?
That was in the spare bathroom, so right near where someone could have come in or out after doing the murder from the vent. And it had various colours on it, some of which matched Agatha Kane's dark blush.
Possibly.
It was in her. Maybe it was her as an actress pretending to be you.
It's not impossible.
And she wore the red lipstick because you were known for wearing the red lipstick.
What was her lipstick like in the photo?
It varied. It looks like she changed up her looks a lot depending on her movies.
Is there anything to look at with her necklace? Are there any like markings or stuff on the necklace that we found in the display?
There are also noticeable smudges on this one, on the necklace.
Was it her? Did she want to get her necklace back? She gave it away to him, but now it's worth millions. So she wanted to get it back from him and frame you for the murder. Use her actress powers to make herself up to look more like you. Hide the makeup brush in the bathroom. Put the gun away, but it's smudged with her makeup fingers. To try and steal the necklace back, but she couldn't get into the safe.
There may be a way to tell if she's ever handled the gun, based off of this.
Can we use the I'm looking up there because that's where it is in our apartment. The sticky tape to get fingerprints off the gun
Said that sticky tape wouldn't be any good for the locks.
and check to see if they match the fingerprints on the outside of her blush container or something that she would have touched.
You do so, and the prints on the gun do not match that of Agatha Kane.
Okay, but there are prints on the gun.
There are prints on the gun.
Can we check can we get prints off the buttons of the trumpet, the valves of the trumpet?
You do so, and they do not match.
Okay, can we get fingerprints? Probably not off the book. Maybe off the book.
Not impossible. Isn't paper really good for that?
Yeah, but not for sticky tape. You need an anhydrine. Put it in a nice anhydrine solution. They'll come up like
Well,
gold.
damn. I guess we're stuck.
Can we fingerprint that? The book?
You fingerprint the cover, and you find that her fingerprints are not a match.
We'll fingerprint everything. Can we fingerprint the notebook that we found underneath the carpet?
Okay,
yours
yours then.
Notebook.
You fingerprint your own notebook, and you find that there are some partial fingerprints, but it doesn't look like that is where you would hold the gun to pull the trigger. So maybe you handled this gun, but you definitely weren't the one that used it.
Okay, well, what do we know that you owned? The lipstick.
Yeah.
Can we use the lipstick and fingerprint that?
And that matches.
Ridiculous.
You're just a murderer.
Is this true for the necklace smudges as well?
The necklace smudges actually match the actress.
Yeah,
she handed her a
reasonable
necklace.
enough.
So we know we got your fingerprints on the gun. We know that you were small enough to fit through the vent, and you are small enough to fit through the vent. We know that I wrote you a note in my notebook that I owned that said, go kill the dude.
But why?
And we did it so that we could get... Well, what was the situation of our meeting?
Well, a necklace had been stolen and we found it.
We returned the necklace to him. Maybe that was a fake.
I asked. Well, that's why I asked, does
fake.
it look fake?
And we took the...
It
But
looks
then why
real,
would we kill
but
him?
you might have tried to take it again.
We failed the first time.
Yeah, it's odd that we returned it and then came back to steal it again. Or maybe we just love stealing from him. Yeah, like we must have tried to steal it the first time and
I mean,
couldn't get
he
away
seems
with
like a big old rich dude who could probably handle to lose a couple of things.
it. Yeah.
I can't imagine the 1930s detective business for a young couple pays extraordinarily well. I think Tommy and Tuppence have stolen all the business.
Yeah, true. Bloody Tommy and Tuppence. Make it hard for us.
There
think that's
is
it.
still the safe you haven't opened.
I know.
So the safe just has...
killing me.
Can we, with the safe, repeat the same combination of the red, green, blue, but using numbers that would be in those locations on the dial?
That's not the answer, Mel.
How do we get it? Hey, Tommy and the twins. Hey, twins. Do you know the safe, the code safe? The safe code?
What's safe?
Oh, sorry. We found the safe. What was your great uncle's favorite 3-digit number?
How would we know that?
Yeah, you wouldn't. Do we have the
it have to be?
tools to crack the safe? Do we have like a stethoscope?
was-
I don't know. A safe crack?
It was not a 3-digit number. It was a 4-digit.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say next.
That's
that
also true. We don't know how many.
there was no reason for it to be 3-digit.
Yeah. Does anyone bring a stethoscope?
I want the alligators to be relevant.
The alligators should be relevant. One of them was.
I don't feel like I feel like we have underutilized these alligators,
Yeah. There's the blue alligator hanging above the coffee table,
which was about safety and protection,
and he was looking over at the portrait,
which had the safe.
which had the safe, and his name was Hammond.
Mm-hmm.
And he was from 1904. Oh, can we go from like can we go 4, then 29, then 2, then 33 or something?
Oh boy, I don't know how these locks work well enough.
You do this, and it opens.
Oh, thank God.
Nice.
Inside, you find piles of jewels and gold and everything nice.
Well, that was the treasure they were after. Piles of jewels and gold and everything nice.
How
Treasure.
embarrassing for them.
We take it. I don't care about these twins and
I
their
mean-
dumb uncle's train.
They don't know it's there.
They don't even know it's
Carry
there.
on the tradition.
Exactly. We got to. We've been. Oh, I don't know if I told you, Danny, but instead of dressing us up, as the two characters.
You are the ghost of Dorian.
Well, no, I went to a haunted costume shop who said, we have clothes that actually belonged to them, but beware, they carry a terrible curse. And I said, I don't care, just give them to us. That sounds authentic. So we've actually been insulted by the spirits of those old detectives. So I'm happy to steal the money. I don't care what he's going to donate it to a museum. Get out of here. Give me the cash. He was probably a racist. He owned a train in the 30s. Was that it? Or have we got everything? We know who did it. We know what they were looking for. We've got it ourselves and we can...
Okay. Now we need to find the best way to denouement this, to tell the twins and to tell everybody else. I don't know why we need to tell everybody else. They clearly weren't as invested as we were.
No.
Come on, guys.
Here's what we say to the twins. We say, twins, I've found some
I trust you. You take the lead.
some
Let's
old
go.
artifacts that were left here on the train that evening. Some notes. Here they are, hidden. Messages between the two detectives who were on board that train that night. They'd previously tried to steal from your great uncle and had met with failure, having to give the necklace back to preserve their reputations. But they weren't done. They wanted to come back. They arrived on the train, found the secret entrance into your uncle's bedroom. They sent which was the vents, by the way. There are vents that lead to your uncle's bedroom. You should have checked this out. They sent the smaller one in through the vents to finish him off, which means I'm pretty sure they poisoned him at dinner as well, by the way, which is where the original note was given. They went in there, shot him, and they searched for his treasure. And, unluckily for your great uncle, they did find the treasure. It was definitely removed from the train in the 30s and has not been there the entire time. The safe is empty, and it has been empty since 1939. So do not look for the treasure, 3038. So it's been gone the whole time. It's definitely not there now, and it wasn't there then. They stole it.
But let's rejoice in all of the treasures that still remain, all the things that were not lost to the ages.
That trumpet.
What a trumpet.
This necklace.
Is there no greater beauty in the world than music and fine, expensive jewels?
What about this
Just
book?
one fine, expensive jewel
Only
thing.
one jewel. Definitely there are no other jewels
you
on the train.
Want more, really. It would be ostentatious.
So, thank you for the party, and we'll be getting off here. I know it's the middle of nowhere, but please just let us off the train right now.
We're not hungry.
We'll get an Uber. We can afford it.
And then we go home. We take off the costumes. And then throughout the night, the costumes and all of the riches vanish.
No, they don't. No, we keep it forever. No, ghost costumes.
The next person who borrowed the costume from that costume rental store
came and killed us and stole the gem.
Exactly.
Yeah, bloody hell.
We've started a terrible cycle here. It wasn't our fault. Was that the denouement that you wanted?
I mean, it works. You got there.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you.
This is so hard. How does it feel on your end, Kylie?
You did not follow the order at all.
What did you think the order would be?
Probably check the rooms, get to all the rooms.
Check the rooms, yeah. Okay, so how I have it and how everyone else has played it is you start off in the seating cars, so you check everything there, and then you go back to the cabins because you've been there, and they go through all that, and then you try the private car, but that doesn't work. So you continue on to... I've never had anybody ask the twins for the combination to the private car.
But it's very hard to justify why they wouldn't be able to give it to you.
Why they wouldn't. Exactly, they would. So there you go. You're the only ones that have done that. And then I had that you continue on to the dining car because it's the only other one that's open.
I'd forgotten it was there.
And then you get the carpets and find the combination for the colors. And then you go back and then do all that.
At least as soon as we saw that carpet color, we went, oh, cool, that's how we would have gotten that if we didn't have the clues.
Yeah, it's nice to recognize that's where the code was actually hidden. I found this really interesting to play through because, to me, I felt this was more of an Escape This podcast room than it was a Solve This Murder room.
I was really taken aback the first time we encountered a lock. Oh, wait a second.
Yeah, right? We had 4-digit codes.
Are there puzzles going on
here?
To
me, it was really interesting because this was less like a murder mystery and it was more of a murder mystery themed escape room. It
was very much has that feel. You could escape room the hell out of this.
You could have done this as an Escape This podcast.
That was very much the inspo for it.
Yeah. So it was good. It was nice. It was fun because and that's why we didn't talk to the people, right? And I think that's kind of the fundamental difference. Like this was about searching, clue finding, puzzle solving, not like interrogating 6 people to see if their stories line up with each other and what their motivations are. Like, and it was a nice way to make us not do that by just being like, none of the people here know anything about anything. They're just dummies.
It was an interesting twist on it.
And at that point, I legitimately shifted my thinking. I made that note to myself. I was like, oh, okay, this is an escape room. I'm going to now treat this like an escape room rather than murder mystery.
Very much so.
To try and like solve like the rest of it and find the clues. And it was great because and if like this is in no way like a, and I hope it doesn't come across like there's no like a negative comment because obviously we do like escape rooms. It was just really interesting. I sort of like shifted partway through and I was like, oh, I've locked into this. This is escape room mentality. This is not. I think at one point I said that. I said, I'm going to do this like an escape room right now, but can I check this?
Yeah.
Because it kind of like
I mean, hell, right at the beginning, we were checking out our cabin and I specifically said doors and windows.
Yeah, let's check the door. Let's check this, So it was interesting. It really did feel like an escape room version of with that murder mystery thing. It was the combining of our 2 shows.
I would say generally, apart from needing to find a way because the general public would definitely try to destroy things even more than we did, this feels like a very practical one to do as an actual escape room.
You could say, if you had a train, you could make this a little lovely train escape room.
Have you thought about making an escape train?
Yeah, have you decided to buy a train? Set up an escape room on it?
I'm poor. I've just graduated college. I don't have money for that.
Yeah, get a loan.
This is what student loans are in America, right?
Yeah, you could have saved the money for your degree and instead bought a big train.
True. It would have been more of worth to me to do this.
And
that was great fun. So what was your process for making this thing? Where did you start with it?
So literally I wanted to make a train murder, and then I thought of Alligators on a Train from Gumball, and I wanted to name it that. So I added alligators, and that's how it ended up here.
I was very excited about the alligators. There was a point when I was crawling through the vent when I was thinking, could an alligator have gotten through here? And then
oh yeah, right.
Very much thinking of the episode of The Simpsons where Big Daddy tries to kill Chief Wiggum by putting an alligator in his bedroom.
I actually picked this one to do because it was my least murdery and more escape roomy one.
Well, yes, I could definitely have. So you've done other ones of this as well?
Yes.
And are they more of the like murder mystery style?
Yes, much more murder. Those ones actually involve like people and more social interactions rather than just search and find.
Which are extremely difficult in their own right. Now, this is very hard to ask because I want to ask like, oh, what did we do different from other people? Besides the fact that we did everything completely different from other people, but I don't really know how to ask that now.
You actually had more opportunities to break things and you just didn't.
No way.
If you use the crowbar on the portrait, the other alligator actually has something in its mouth that would like start interacting to like tell you to not do that. But you guys didn't try that.
Well, I will say it was in my head, right? The first thing I thought when I saw that was when I was like, oh, I know there was something I wanted to crowbar. That was what I wanted to crowbar. But we'd already opened it because we found the lever in the alligator's mouth. I like that there was a moment you were like, you don't know what the lever does, so you don't want to pull it. And I was like, you don't know me. Oh, no, that wasn't the portrait, though. That was the vent. That was the vent. Map
that was the vent. Yeah. And I very much knew you would.
Should my picture, when I attempted to draw the train routes in America, where we would put the pins...
should that look like anything notable?
Because, oh boy, mine does not look like anything. I did not do that well.
So I have an actual, like, master copy where I have yellow points on where you were supposed to put the pins. Uh-huh. And then for my sisters, I actually made them draw it out, the train routes, to match.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
So if I had chosen to be mean and make you actually draw out the routes.
Yeah. What would you say mine looks like?
Yours looks like nothing. Yours looks like a bat that has been pinned to something.
Yeah.
A taxidermied bat that's been stuck.
But where someone couldn't get the other wing to stretch out quite right.
Yeah, they didn't do it very well. It's just a lot of lines. Yeah, I don't know. It It was very level. I feel bad because early on I was like, we probably did it.
Oh, definitely. As a fun thing to say from the start. Just, wait, why were we so bad at solving this? Oh, it must have been us.
We must have done the murder. So was the idea like that they had tried an earlier heist? That was the initial thing? Like they
Yeah,
tried
do
to
you have
steal
your thoughts about what the original...
So the original plot, I guess, was that they returned the necklace to get on his good graces because he's an old rich man, so they want to get his money. So then
fair.
this murder was to find it, and they still failed.
No, they succeeded and nothing was stolen today.
True.
What
Yes.
of 11 years? Well, more than 11 years. 11 years since our Florida train ride.
Yeah, you don't know how many failed attempts there were between them, though.
That's true. Oh, boy.
Mhm.
The long con.
That was just your first attempt at getting on the train. You had 11 years to figure out something, and
They're really bad detectives and bad thieves.
I did have another pair actually say that they were the murderers at the very beginning. So it wasn't just you guys, but
Did they say that to themselves, or did they publicly announce it to the twins right away?
It was us! We did it!
they said that to themselves. Like when they first got on, and they're like, you know what, I bet it's us. And then this carried on, and I'm just like, how dare you? How dare you just throw that out there?
I was very panicked for a minute there when you suggested that the actress might have pretended to be me.
Yeah, right?
No, I can't handle that.
That's too many layers of deception.
That's too much of a twist. I can't do that.
She's supposed to be, she's an actress, so obviously she's small in stature, so she was supposed to be like a maybe, but I didn't expect you to actually be like, she's pretending to be you.
I mean, she could have been, right? And I think that would have been the thing. Like, if you had found, if there was some part, some preserved thing from the murder site that had red lipstick,
yeah.
So then you'd be like, then it's kind of this fun thing oh, that proves that it is Danny. And you go, no, but she didn't have the red lipstick. She didn't, look at the portrait from the day. She didn't have it. But the actress knew that she had the reputation of someone who wears red lipstick. So she put it on as part of, a disguise or something.
And then just went around kissing stuff to frame her.
Yeah, and then it's but that actually ended up framing the actress because
it would have been a stretch.
Didn't have the red. I don't know, there's an element you could use as the fun little double bluff.
Yeah, for sure.
Idea. That
It
you're meant
would
to
have
be
been
wait a minute,
possible.
what does it actually mean, the red lipstick?
That would have really thrown me.
Yeah, and that would have been the
made
actress. And the whole thing was a framing of people. So it's interesting. There's ways you could because that was the moment I started thinking, oh, what if it is the actress? Here's how it could happen.
God, that's such an interesting thought about how you can take the murder mystery, all makes perfect sense, and then just say to yourself, okay, what would I have to do to make this a different murderer now? Because, yeah, man, apparently, that would be the hardest thing to do ever. There are people who say, oh, Agatha Christie just started writing and she didn't know who the murderer was until the very end.
No, that's crazy.
I don't believe that.
Mm-mm.
I don't think that that's possible. But, yeah, that feels like a really difficult thing to do. But that makes it sound like, ooh, it would actually be deceptively simple to shift this one to be someone else with a little bit more twisting.
That is not necessarily that uncommon because so often you want to have here are some motivations that make you think that other people could have done it or think that there's other people who have skin in the game, but then you change the setup of the opportunity so then you can rule them out from having been able to do it. So if you just change those criteria a little bit, the same characters have the same sort of reasons here, and then you just change a few of the little facts. You go, now it's only possible for this person to have done it. So you can see it's possible, especially ones like this where it's the motivation is basically just greed. It's we want to steal some stuff from this rich old man. And so it's easier to play with well, everyone could be the one who wants to steal.
Yeah.
So how do we change who had the opportunity and who did it and what were the...
And you can't go too deep into trying to question everyone's individual motives because we don't have those people.
Oh, wait. Why did their sink explode?
Oh yeah, what did happen with his sink?
What was the importance of the busted sink?
That was just to try and make you pry up the floorboards and find his lighter, and you still didn't do that.
Damn it!
Oh, so he had a lighter under, and then we could have checked for fingerprints.
Yeah.
I see.
You just focused way too much on the water damage, and I was just like, that was just supposed to be an explanation, but it's fine.
Oh, so we went to then think that means the floorboards are damaged enough to pry up?
Mm-hmm.
We're not.
Did we ever hint that there was something under those floorboards, or would it have just been like a maybe, hey, why don't we check them because they're broken?
And we haven't found anything much in this room
Yeah.
besides that. Yeah, we're just not homey and
there's nothing in there.
Toolsy enough to know damage that can happen and the likely things that you can do to various bits of floor.
You're also not destructive. Most people were like, yeah, let's pry that up.
I think in general not, though. It's just because we're so used to doing it, like it felt like an escape room. And we're so used to doing escape rooms where it's like you don't want to destroy stuff in escape rooms, which obviously in a physical escape room you don't. But then that same sort of logic applies to the virtual one. So we kind of, I think, had that same sort of
We didn't even try to shoot the gun.
No, we could have shot everybody. We could have killed the twins and thus recreating the full crime. Kill the owners of the train and steal their stuff. We go back on and we shoot the twins.
It's far too late. They pulled off. Left you alone.
Damn.
I have very clearly written twins of dead inkle.
Inkle?
It clearly says
It
inkle.
does say inkle. Oh, my ankle. Oh, wonderful. Well, that was good fun. And we did it. We solved the crime.
Yeah.
It was Danny, just like it always is.
And now we have the ridiculous question, which I didn't think we'd come to, is if we do use this recording for some time, which podcast do we put it on?
We can probably make this an Escape This podcast as much as we solve this murder, and if we want to throw it up on a feed at some
I
point.
didn't see that coming.
We can just put it on either. We can put it on both. Well, lovely. Well, thank you so much for coming in and doing that for us. That was great fun.
Yeah, I feel like we've probably said, I don't know, are there any other things that you want to say before we finish up? Because I feel like I've said everything that I can think of to say.
I'm good. I mean, I have more murders if you'd like, but
Sweet.
other than that, more murdery ones though. So there will be people.
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry, Danny.
You got to practice your voices.
Whatever.
I know. I gotta work on my voices. I tried to do an Irish voice for like one of my first murders, and I just sounded like a Minnesotan. So
I can see that. That can happen.
That's fair.
All right. Wonderful. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for...
Thanks for putting up with our tangents and Googlings throughout.
That's what life is like. Sometimes you just got to Google.
This is what all of our recordings are like.
This is like an hour and a half, and we're at 2.5 now.
Yep. We asked if you had the time.
I'm good.
Yeah, you got to take time to enjoy the train. All right, thank you everybody for listening. I hope you enjoyed this fun fan mystery. It's nice to be able to do stuff like this. We do a lot of this over on Escape This podcast. This is the first time we've really done anything similar on Solve This Murder. So I hope you enjoyed it. It was a good bit of fun. Virtual Victim is our next mystery, and it's coming soon. But please put that soon in quotation marks. We're trying our best. It's a hard thing to do. So we'll see you soon with a new mystery. Bye, everybody.